Hi, digital scrapper friend. Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Lydia from LS Creative Scrapbook Designs, and I'm so glad you stopped by. Today, I'm going to show you how to create a layout using a fun split frame effect. It's a simple technique that adds interest, movement, and a playful touch to your page. Let's get started. First, create a 12 by 12 inch document. Here I have created the 12 by 12 inch document with 300 pixels per inch with a white background. Open the photo in the paper you are going to use for the project. I have already opened the photo and the paper I am going to use for this project. I am using Lynn Grieveson's awesome pattern paper from her Summer Freedom kit. So grab the Move tool and click and drag the pattern paper onto the new document. Press Shift key while dragging so the paper will drop immediately to the center of the document. Do the same for the photo. Click and drag the photo onto your layout document. Press Ctrl T, Mac Command T to get the transform options. If you don't see the bounding box, press Ctrl 0, Mac Command 0 so it fits within your screen. Now, resize the photo to your liking. Depending on your version of Photoshop, you may need to hold down the Shift key while resizing to maintain the proportions. When you're finished, click the check mark to commit the transform. Now, press Ctrl J, Mac Command J to duplicate the photo 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, I think I'm going to move the photo slightly up here. In the layers panel, I will just select all the photo layers. And then I'm going to also resize it a little bit. So I'll get the transform options. And then I'm just going to move it right here. Yeah, I think, yeah, right there. Next, grab the rectangle marquee tool. In the tool options, click on the new selection icon and then set the feather to 0 pixel and the style to normal. In the toolbar, click on the foreground background color swatch to open the color picker. I'm choosing a light gray with the hex code number A9, A9, A9. And then just click OK to confirm. In the Layers panel, click the Create a New Layer icon. On your document, click and drag to create a rectangle. And so I think I'm going to put it right here in this space. To fill the selection with the foreground color, press Alt Backspace, Mac Option Delete, and then press Ctrl D, Mac Command D to deselect the outline. If you want to check the placement, you can lower the opacity of the frame in the Layers panel. See? So that way you can see how it lines up. Now, let's create another frame. In the Layers panel, click the Create New Layer icon. But before that, I'm going to rename this layer. Just double click on it and I'll rename it to Left Frame. Press Enter, Mac Return key to commit the change. All right, now we can click on the new layer icon. And this one, I'm going to rename it Middle Frame. Back in the document, click and drag again with the marquee tool to draw your second rectangle. Once you're happy with it, fill the selection with the foreground color using Alt Backspace, Mac Option Delete. And then press Ctrl D, Mac Command D to deselect. Just a little quick tip. You may want to use slightly different shades of gray or different colors for each frame, but I'm not going to do that here, so I will keep it the way it is for now. All right, now it is time to create the third frame. So click on this Create a New Layer icon, and I will rename this one Right Frame. Okay, and so draw your rectangle. So I will put mine right here. And then press Alt Backspace, Mac Option Delete. Press Ctrl D, Mac Command D to get rid of the selection outline. So sorry everyone, Photoshop froze for a moment and I had to force quit. Thankfully, it remembered where I left off and recovered my layout. I went ahead and saved my project right away, just in case it happens again. It's a good idea to save your work often, especially when you are working on detailed layout like this. All right, let's jump right back in from where we left off. You know what? I think I'm going to move the right frame behind the middle frame. So in the Layers panel, I will click and drag the right frame layer just below the middle frame layer. All right, so here in the Layers panel, click on the FX layer icon and choose Stroke. Set the size to 27 pixels. Set the position to inside, the blend mode to normal. Set the opacity to 100%. And over here for the color, I'm choosing white, but feel free to use any color you like. Click OK when you are done. To copy the stroke layer onto another layer, press Alt Mac Option key and click and drag to another layer that you'd like to add the stroke. Do one more time for the middle frame on the top. After you add the stroke, this is what my split frames look like. Now, take one of those photo layers and drag it all the way up. Press and hold Alt Mac Option key and place your cursor between the photo and the frame layer. When you see the little bent arrow, click once. That clips the photo to the frame. Go back to the bottom and grab the second photo layer. Drag it right above the right frame layer. Just like before, press Alt Mac Option key, hover between the layers until you see the bent arrow, and click once to clip the photo to the frame. Now, take the third photo and drag it above the left frame layer. And just so you know, you can also go to the menu bar and then choose Layer, Create Clipping Mask, if you prefer doing it that way. And here, leave the last photo layer where it is for now. Click the eye icon to hide it. Okay, I'm not completely satisfied with how the left frame looks. So I'm going to move it slightly and also resize it a bit to adjust the overall balance. And here in the Layers panel, just make sure you've selected the left frame layer to activate it. And then press Ctrl T, Mac Command T to bring up the transform options. I will adjust the size. I will put it right there. And once you are happy with it, click the check mark to commit the changes. And here for the right frame, I'm going to adjust it slightly also. So I'll click on it, and in the layers panel, click on the right frame layer. And since I'm on the move tool, so I can just nudge it a little bit to the bottom. And I think I also going to adjust the size a little bit. So here, once you're happy with how it looks, go ahead and add drop shadows to all the frames. I am going to start by selecting this middle frame right here and click on this FX layer icon and choose drop shadow. Here in the dialog box, set the blend mode to multiply, and I will set the opacity to 44% and the angle to 90 degrees, and check use global light. For the distance, I'm going to set it to 3 pixels, and I will set the spread to 3% and the size to 5 pixels. Click OK to apply the effect. I'm sorry for the sound of the airplane just flying over our apartment. Okay, so to copy the same drop shadow to the other frames, hold down Alt Mac Option key and drag the drop shadow to the right frame layer. And again, I will do the same. I will drop this drop shadow first, of course. Press Alt Mac Option key and then click and drag the drop shadow onto the left frame layer. All right. Now that we have finished the split frame, let's add a photo mask to the last photo we saved, the one that is still hidden right now. This step will help refine your layout by making it feel more grounded, while also adding depth and visual interest. Here is how to do it. Click the eye icon to make it visible again, and make sure that photo layer is selected. In the toolbar, select the brush tool. Then go up to the brush preset picker and choose any brush you like. I recently bought a bundle kit that included some awesome brushes, and I'd like to try them out on this layout. So let me show you how to install the brushes and use one for this project. To do that, click the gear icon in the brush preset picker menu and choose Import Brushes. Find the bundle kit on your computer, select the ABR file, and click Open. Your new brushes will then appear at the bottom of the list. I will go ahead and choose one of these to use for the background mask. I will try this one. Yeah. And then set the mode to normal, opacity to around, I'll set it around 50%. I will set the flow also the same. So yeah, like that. Now press the letter D to reset your foreground and background colors to black and white. In the Layers panel, while holding Alt Mac Option key, click the Layer Mask icon. This adds a mask and hides the photo completely. Press X to toggle between black and white. Remember, you will paint with white to reveal the photo and black to hide it. Click on the Layer Mask thumbnail to activate it. Then in a toolbar, double check that your foreground color is white. If it's not, press the letter X. Now, start painting directly on your document. Take your time. You can always adjust the opacity and flow settings of your brush as you go. To change the brush size quickly, press the left bracket key to make it smaller, or the right bracket key to make it larger. Once you're happy with how it looks, I recommend saving your file again before moving on. Now, it's time to add some embellishments to the layout. For this part, I will just show you a few snapshots with some music in the background, just to keep things nice and quick. And there it is. Everything's come together nicely with just a few finishing touches. I hope those snapshots gave you a good idea of how I place the embellishments. And that's it for today, my friend. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you have any questions or if you just want to say hi, I'd really love to hear from you. Feel free to leave me a comment anytime. And don't forget to check the description box for all the credits and materials I used to create this layout. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on scrapping.